Francis Ngannou was once the most feared heavyweight in the UFC, but his decision to leave the organization has not turned out to be a good one. His move to the PFL and venture into boxing haven't gone as planned. His high-profile boxing match against Tyson Fury gave a lot of us false hope. His fight with Anthony Joshua ended in a brutal loss and a diminished stock in the combat sports world. And now with John Jones set to fight Tom Aspinall and Dana White partnering with Turki Al-Sheikh and creating TKO Boxing, does this leave Francis as the odd man out? His PFL debut came and went. Nobody watched. So this leaves me to speculate. Where does Francis go from here? What's good, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Please consider subscribing and joining the Fight Club community, or just give the video a thumbs up so other people see it. But to dive right into this Francis Ngannou situation is a bit wild. It's kind of seeming like it backfired, at least as of now. So let's just kind of go through the timeline real quick. He leaves the UFC, so he gets the belt from Stipe, defends it against Cyril Gane, and then bounces. Burns every bridge at the UFC. Him and Dana are going back and forth on X, and it's just not looking good. And then he signs this massive deal with the PFL. Massive. Like, I'm talking like fucking $2-3 million guaranteed. And I think the opponent gets a guaranteed 500K or $1 million as well to fight him. I think he's the chairman of PFL Africa, if that even ever takes off. And so that turned out to be a great move because he got a bunch of money. It was reported that for the UFC, for defending his belt, he only got paid around 600 grand, which is a madness. So great on him. Great decision to go to the PFL, I guess, in the short term. It's well deserved. His story is crazy. If you don't know kind of where he came from, highly suggest looking into it. Truly incredible. But to get back to the main thing, so he has this fight with Tyson Fury and pretty much wins. I think he won. A lot of people think he won. He got the knockdown. I mean, again, granted, Tyson Fury was really overweight. He was only fighting for a bag and to not lose. Because keep in mind, this was previous to his fight, to his first fight with Alexander Usyk. So he couldn't risk too much. So, that happened, and we're all thinking like, holy shit. Francis Ngannou is a top 15 WBC boxer, in the heavyweight division. So number one MMA heavyweight, and now switches over into boxing and is number one. Well, not number one, but he was 0-0. I think maybe technically like 1-0, but it was like an amateur fight. But 0-0, and then jumping all the way up to Tyson Fury level. So yeah, a lot of false hope, as I mentioned. And then his fight with Anthony Joshua was just abysmal. He got his soul snatched. He got knocked out, was out cold. I mean, for a second, it was scary because he got dropped twice. You could tell he wasn't in it. And then Anthony Joshua hit him with this finisher. And I mean, fuck, Francis almost breaks his kneecap going down. So, I mean, that kind of diminished the stock a little bit, right? At least in boxing, because we know that Francis doesn't have like this just hidden talent to go straight from zero to hero, top 5 WBC heavyweight. So then it's like, okay, he's somewhere in there because it was false hope with Tyson Fury. And now, and those fights were under Turki Al-Sheikh. And Turki's the one that's been shelling out so much money. So much. He's the one that's making all these fights happen. And he's the only reason Francis was able to get into the ring. So now, with Turki partnering with Dana, and Francis and Dana hating each other, and also with the salaries for TKO Boxing. So I don't know how this is going to work either. This is honestly probably a separate video. It's just so deep to dive into. But take a look at these salaries. There's no way that a Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney or even a Rolly would fight for $750,000. And so it looks like Dana's got a hold of the checkbook for the TKO guys, which, is fortunate because it may be a stable model and may be able to actually, live and beat out the WBC and the WBO and the governing bodies and be the sole kind of hub for boxing, or it's gonna just be the stepping stool for up and comers, and they go through the promotion, they get the pump, they get the Dana White dap up, they make 750 to get the first belt, and then maybe they're credentialed at that point, and they can go out and maybe get the fights. I think the big thing that we don't know is Turkey still going to be doing the independent like events, like this one that's coming up in Times Square, or this alleged event that could be happening at Alcatraz. Like, what in the world? A fight in Alcatraz? That's like, I don't even know. That's like some video game type shit. But I'm here for it. But it's like, where does Francis go? Is he kicked out with Turkey because Turkey's now partnered with Dana, Francis's arch nemesis now? And his PFL debut was lackluster. And PFL, I mean, they just did this restructure. I don't even know all the details to it, but I know that they dropped the grand prize, which was $1 million, down to 500,000. So I think that tells us enough of how business is going. Hopefully, it's a move that keeps them going. I like that there's a second promotion to the UFC, but it's like it doesn't even sound like Francis is interested in that because there's nobody in the PFL to really even challenge him. He fought the only guy. The Ryan Ferreira dude is like 7 foot and from Brazil. I think he's more like 6'9", but still, wasn't even competition for Francis in the cage. So, personally, here's where I'll speculate. Yeah, I think he should stay in boxing, and I think in a perfect world where he can get maybe like the best opponent with somewhat of a potential chance to win, maybe Andy Ruiz, maybe I think the as high as he could go skill level wise is probably Big Bang Zhang. That's probably as high as he can go skill wise. And I mean, if he wants to be more conservative and still have a big name, or not just get a journeyman or a prospect, I mean, you could go the Otto Wallen route. That he's a guy with a lot of miles. He's got a lot of wins though. He's been in a lot of big fights, so potentially that. I mean, if you wanted to go the prospect route, I think a fight with Jared Anderson would be really cool. That would be awesome. It'd be a step up for Jared because I mean it'd be a spectacle because he's fighting Francis Ngannou, and Francis can go in with a prospect, and I think a Jared Anderson fight would probably be the best case scenario for him to like really put on a good performance and show his boxing skill. Because I think against an Andy Ruiz or a Big Bang Zhang, he's gonna be just surviving. I don't think he's gonna bite the bullet because of how he lost against Anthony Joshua. So, and Andy Ruiz has beat Anthony Joshua, so yeah, that'd be a doozy. But anyways, that's pretty much what I think on the Francis Ngannou situation. Super interested to see what he's doing. I hope he finds something great, but a fight with Jared Anderson, that's the way to go. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuce.